Hurricane Sandy has brought the scammers out of the woodwork. How to avoid them? Well, I sat down with lawyer, Bentley University professor, and scam expert Steve Weisman, whose website is scamicide.com. He's also the author of this brand new book, 50 Ways to Protect Your Identity in a Digital Age. And we began by talking about the scams that people in New England have to worry about regarding Sandy.
In New Jersey and New York, they've got to worry about phony FEMA people, phony contractors. But up here, there are two types of scams that we need to be aware of, one of which people are a little bit more aware of, another they're not. And the first one is charity scams, because people want to give, and the scammers take advantage of that. There are a lot of phony charities, and you may even get a call on your telephone from a charity, even if you're on the do not call list, because it doesn't apply to charities. And you never know when you get that kind of a call, you never know when you get an email, is this from a legitimate charity or not? So you want to make sure, if you're going to give a charitable gift, that it does go for the real charitable purposes. And that brings up another interesting aspect.
Yeah, well, first of all, how do you figure out it is the real charitable organization?
You know, and I don't even trust myself in my memory, because sometimes the name between society or association, or even if you think you're giving to the Red Cross, which does a great job, it may not be. It may be a phony website. So the first thing you do is you check out the charity on charitynavigator.org. This will tell you if it's legitimate. And then you make sure that you're going to their real website, because a little typo can send the money to somebody else.
And you can also tell this website, as I understand it, you know, what the percentage of your donation is going to administrative costs and what's going to the actual charity.
Yeah, there are scams and there are real scams. And sometimes I think these so-called legitimate charities that end up giving themselves 50% of what you contribute for their own administrative costs, to me that's almost worse. And the rule of thumb, and you and I were talking about this before, is that if it's over 25% in administrative costs, you don't want to give it there. I mean, even that may seem high to a lot of people, but that is an industry average.
All right, how during this particular event have social media been used to you know, scam people?
You know, social media is where people are, and so that's where the scammers are. So one of the big things is you will see a message on your Facebook page, and it will indicate to you, this photo, you've got to see this photograph, and it may be of a house that is wiped out. Whatever it is, a photograph, a video, it may even be coming from a friend of yours, somebody you trust. But if you click on that link, what you're going to do is download malware that'll steal all the information off your computer, because first of all, the scammers will send you the email messages or the Facebook messages, and sometimes they will have hacked into someone else's Facebook, and so it looks like it's coming from them. You never, ever click on a link unless you're sure it's good. You know, even paranoids have friends. I'm always calling them, did you send me this? And then they'll say yes. All
right, real quick, there are two other websites, finra.org and investor.gov. How will they be helpful at a time like this?
This is the other scam that isn't getting a lot of play, and that is you'll hear from telephone calls, you'll get emails, you'll see online new investments of products that are taking advantage of this. Maybe it's a mold control, maybe it's a water removal, maybe it's a new generator, and they want you to invest in it. And it sounds great, but you should never invest in anything you really don't know about, and check out who is selling you this. So finra.org, that will tell you more about the person selling it, and if there are any complaints. The sec.gov is a good one, investor.gov is a good one. Give you information so that you don't end up giving your money to a scammer.
All right, before we go, you've come up with a new book, 7th or 8th book. Is it your 8th book?
I think it's 8.
8th book, 50 Ways to Protect Your Identity in a Digital Age. Real quick, who's it for?
It's for everybody, because the thing is now, today we are everywhere when it comes to being online. So we're now on smartphones, we're now on portable devices, and people who protect themselves maybe in other areas of their life are really vulnerable to computer fraud and scams in their identity theft lives because of that.
Steve Weisman, thanks so much for being here, and good luck with your new book.
Thank you.